This is Shopify. Here are your price targets for Thursday. We ended the day at $80.67, up more than 4.5%. The day's low, $77.48. The day's high, $80.70. This is where we landed. To the north side from where we are takes us to 2 standard deviations and resistance and a potential take profit area at 81.83. Above that, at 3 standard deviations, 84.65, 87.75, and the gap closes to the north side at $88.97. Now, to the south side, a gap forms at 79.74, closes out at 76.81. The middle of the trend and another level of support and potential buy-in area, 75.91. 70.24, the red line, is a previous price target that we have already met. 67.24 and -4 standard deviations and another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 64.32. Ignore all the other lines. Those are previous price support and resistance lines for myself, and this green line is my previous sell line. I have traded this in the past. Now, looking left, you can see that we bounced right here off of support, sold off of resistance, and then again right here bounced off of support. The RSI is turning up and about to be overextended, so watch out for that. And it looks like we've gone as high as 95 before we've cracked back down to reality. So when this hits this zone up here, I will anticipate it to fall back down, possibly go back up again, and then kind of whip you around all over the place. On the daily time frame, the RSI is at 49 with plenty of room to move to the upside. On the weekly, going down. And on the monthly time frame, where I like to buy for longer term holds and investing, turning sideways, it looks like at 57, but plenty of room to move to the upside on the monthly. And the RSI has gotten as high as roughly 90. The next one I want to go over is Square. I just talked about this one recently. The RSI right now on the 5 minutes since I'm here, I'm going to just show it to you, is at 48 and going down. So short term right now, we might be going down in price. On the daily, we are turning up. And it looks like the highest RSI we have, the highest RSI that we have gotten to is 87 before we cracked. On the weekly, we are now at 55 with room to move to the upside. 94 it looks like. And on the monthly, we are also turning up, which is a good sign. 90.60. Back to the 5 minute. Go over this here. I want to thank a trader named Marat for making some comments and making me look at this stock again. Now, we ended the day first at $67.41, up more than 3.7%. The day's low, $65.88. The day's high, $67.75. Taking a look at the performance for the week, we are up nearly 0.5%. For the 3-month period, we are up 20%, but year to date, we are down 10%. Under the technicals, it's considered a strong buy. Under the analyst rating, a buy, and the 1-year price target is $79, which represents an 18% return from where we are. Now I'm going to give you some price targets. So to the north side from where we are takes us to 68.57. A gap forms to the upside at 69.76. Another area of resistance and potential take profit, 70.93, and the gap closes out at 71.84 to the south side. The middle of the trend takes us to 66.23. A gap forms to the south side at 65.91, closes out at 64.99, so watch out for this landmine to the south side. Negative 2 standard deviations, 63.88, 62.69, and 61.50. Murat says that he anticipates a strong Q4 earnings, and that happens on the 22nd. And he thinks that price can get to $77. So right here on February 22nd, I'll have to flip this over to, let's go to the 15-minute. Yeah, it shows up right here. That will be reported on the 22nd, as I mentioned. So we are just days away from that. Now, let me point out. So again, he thinks by the 22nd, we will run up on a good earnings report. So there is a gap right here that I want to mark out for the short term. We gapped down, so I will anticipate a gap back up, and that will also take us to 68.83. All right. Looking left here, you can see there was a bounce at support and a run up to the middle of the trend, and in this situation, that is resistance, so we'll have to break through that to make our way up. So anticipate some price action going down. The RSI is also turning down. And all along this line here, support and a bounce, a bounce. This is resistance up here, sell off. Didn't quite make it, close enough. But along here, resistance, and people are taking their profits and they are leaving. So locking in and leaving. And you can see where I've talked about gaps that either close to the upside or to the downside. And in this situation, up at 66.44. This one closed to the downside at 66. This one at 65. This is on the 15-minute time frame here. So I've traded this before in the past, and I still am in it. So I'm happy to hear that Murat thinks that price will go up after earnings, because I think I want to get out. And the next gap that I see will take us here to 77.23. So that's in line with what he is anticipating. And is there another gap? No, I need to pull out to go wide to the daily, the weekly, and the monthly to see any other gaps to the upside or to the downside. And I want to show you the price target. For the 1 year price target is 79.98 according to analysts on TradingView. And then the target after that is $100. So obviously if I don't sell out and I play the long game, I will make more money, but I'm not really sure if I want to do that or just get out in this general area after earnings. But I've got some time to think about that because I don't think that gap is going to close out. This one possibly maybe by the end of the week if we go up, if we reverse. If we don't, perhaps the following week, the week of the earnings report. All right, that does it for me. Oh, one other thing, I just want to peek at Tesla. We are up today 2.55%. I've tracked this one many times. All right. And there was this little gap that closed to the upside before we went past that at 187.85. And this is where we are. I'll just give you some price targets. All right, to the north side, resistance 189.99, potential take profit area, and another level of resistance 192.23. RSI turning up, but I think we could go up more, but we will definitely turn back down again. So again, this is resistance, and when that happens, I will anticipate price to fall back into a lower point around this line here, possibly, and maybe grinding along this line. But the middle of the trend will take us on Thursday to roughly 183.34, 178.91, 176.69, and 174.46. Now that does it for me. Thanks so much for watching.